Hello again. How's it going, everyone? Brian Harvey back again. And what I thought I would do is clear some things up for the mainstream media, because I've been sent a few videos, and see, it's the mainstream media, they do this all the time. It's the way that they say things, and it's the things that they mention along the way. And mental health always comes into it. Now, that's not because they care. That's because what they're saying, because I've got no problem mentioning the mental health. I have got mental health. But I will say this, because I've got mental health, right, it doesn't mean I'm not telling the truth. That's it. You use that to distract and put into people's heads that don't trust this man, everything he's saying is absolutely rubbish, don't believe a word he's saying, is what they're really saying to you. And I want to kind of show you some examples of that today. I just want to check Restream here. Hello, here we go. So we have got everyone up here. Evening, good evening. Secret Squirrel. How many people have we got in the chat? It's not telling me on that. I'm feeling a bit better, you know. You're right, Amber. My mental health issues are down to this whole situation. That's absolutely right. Evening, Adam. Hello to everyone else there. God, there's so many of you. Evening, DB. Hassan. Nikki. Richard the Red. Yeah. So, what I thought I'd do is play some of this footage that I've been sent. And let me just go up here and find it for you. Okay, so here's the first one. Let me bring this down so you can see this. We've got to make that, maximise that. Here we go. So is the sound... All right, only goes to there. Right, so... All right, I'm swearing. I understand that. I'm shouting, but I'm shouting amongst a load of media who... I'm pretty sure they already all know about this story. I mean, if they didn't have journalists looking on YouTube, it's not like they haven't written stories about me in the past. It's just they've all been derogatory and going along with the agenda of this man's got mental health. He shouts and screams. He's not to be trusted. No one is looking into the fact of what it is I'm screaming about. So let's give you an example of that, right? And how do these things that I'm screaming out, that they will tell you, it's absolutely bizarre, the things he's coming out with. Well, let's see how bizarre that is. Let's have a listen. So listen very carefully. If you've got headphones, turn them right up, because I can't adjust this sound because I'm playing things live. This isn't a pre-recorded video, so I can't adjust the sound, but you'll have to listen really carefully. I'm saying, fuck's sake, man, come on. Right, so there I am. There's me. Yay! I'm over there. Right? Andrew Ash. He's real, is he? He's real in the mirror. So what do I mean by that? Well, Andrew Ash is either on the front page or he's definitely in the mirror. You've all seen the front page story there. You've all seen it. I mean, I'm not sure if it's front page. It looks front page to me. It was in the Express, so there's no reason why it shouldn't have been on the mirror there, right? So the mirror, Andrew Ash, a victim. Right, now this so-called victim, we all now know that he's been part of a big setup and that, but let me show you where they fucked up. Andrew Ash. What's Brian Harvey talking about? Andrew Ash is in the mirror as a genuine victim. Where did that story of him becoming a victim come from? I filmed it. So how can you not know about the link between me and Andrew Ash? Now, on Andrew Ash's list, I've showed you this previously. Who does he name? randomly before Ted Heath, an ex-Prime Minister, he names Richard Mallett. Now, what a desperate move that was from these people. I'm still trying to work out why they were trying to get me to call Richard Mallett a paedophile. Well, the timing of it has come January 2014 when we interview Andrew Ash, right? And I've just got Kellaway's statement from the apprentice at Mallett's, who didn't know he weren't supposed to send me it. That's how hush-hush it was. I've rung him. Mallett's out the office. Can you send me that? He sent it to me. Richard Mallett is being named by Andrew Ash as an abuser, right? And then Bill Maloney, who's pushing that story, funded by Ian Puddick, has spoken to a barrister. Now, whether he did or he didn't, it's probably a lie. But if it ain't, people out there want me to believe that my life's in danger, right? There's no two ways about that. 2 Osmond warnings at my house. We know it's you, Ian Puddick, yeah? Because, you're the one with the ego. So anyway, here I am shouting out about Andrew Ash. So now you've got a little bit of background on Andrew Ash. Andrew Ash is relevant. It's not me that's cross-contaminated phone hacking and child abuse. It's Bill Maloney and Ian Puddick who were pushing Andrew Ash from fake Operation Fernbridge, who then, with the BBC Panorama, gets turned into David 2 years after he's been on the front page of the Mirror and the Express newspaper. And by the way, Robert Kellaway's working at that paper. So do you honestly think Bill Maloney hasn't spoken to Robert Kellaway and they're going to work out a way of stitching me up and redeeming themselves? Yeah, of course. So when I'm not getting really the recognition that I should, it's not me, is it? I'm not down there saying, I want a record deal, you took my life away. I'm not saying, I'm here about royalties the government owe me. They've tried every trick in the book until you turn up down there and put it in their face. And they all put their heads down. So, let's listen to what I'm saying and I'll explain it to you as we go along. So let's go back a little bit. Andrew Ash in the Mirror. He's real. He's real, is he? And don't forget, Prince Harry is going in fighting the Mirror right now. And if that's not worse enough, Richard Mallett, who's named as one of Andrew Ash's abusers, was my solicitor working with David Sherborne, who's Prince Harry's barrister. Get out of that.
Check out the HTV. Andrew Ash, fake victim, still in the Mirror as a real victim.
Fake victim, still in the Mirror as a real victim. We know he's fake. Where is he? Yeah? You've called him David on Panorama. Yeah? BBC were doing a live across the road from there. They could hear me in the background. They'd done their best to talk over me and not listen to what I was saying and palm me off as a protester. You would have thought that David Sherborne, who is representing Harry against the Mirror, would know that Richard Mallett, named by Andrew Ash, have both been in the Mirror. Richard Mallett, done for fraud, 2017, struck off as a solicitor for 13 years. Yeah? It's very convenient for you, David Sherborne, to say, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I took myself off the record when he did. What, when he abandoned me, you decided to abandon me as well, did you? You didn't think as my barrister to come and tell me, look, Richard Mallett has, he's took himself off the record. No, he abandoned my case. And therefore, you should have got me another one. Yeah, because under my mental health, I'm supposed to be a protected party. But am I fucked within this? Because News Group newspapers and News International PLC were too busy trying to not recognise my illness. They didn't like it when Dr. Ali Zubair said he lacks the capacity to bring his own claim within the meaning of the Mental Health Capacity Act, whatever it was, 2000 or whatever it was. Yeah, I'm supposed to be a protected party, but instead I'm getting abused by these lot and then being abused further by, when they do talk about the case on mainstream, which I'm going to show you in a minute, they have to bring up the mental health. Yeah? Why? Because I've got a grey tracksuit on and a cap backwards, and I shout. Yeah? Look at these two in the picture here. Fat arse here with the police on. And that. Look at these two. What? They're not dressed up like a couple of tits then? No? Them costumes they got on there, they're fucking costumes. Police. My God. Right, let's carry on. Have a look at the lies. Have a look at the lies. And there has been lies. You know, Andrew Ash has admitted, I don't know Richard Mallett. I know you don't know Richard Mallett. Bill Maloney's made you say that through Ian Puddick, who knows Rupert Murdoch. Right at the end. The end. Right, and they got, I did feel sorry for this girl because she was genuinely crying, this girl here. She's saying social services have taken 2 of her kids. And I didn't want to take it away from this woman here. I really didn't. But, I had to keep going. Right, now what I'm doing is I'm showing how many emails have I got from you, David Sherborne, Prince Harry's barrister, right? Okay, let's carry on.
Underage children are having full sexual relations whilst under the care of Barnet Council.
Doesn't that woman sound like Dr. Lawrence? You know, the consultant who's supposed to be looking after me, he's now referred me back to the GP I don't like. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, that woman, doesn't half sound like a female version of him? I'm not being funny, but I don't know if them people ain't actors. They knew I was coming. There was an helicopter above me from I come out the train station and got all the way there. There was an helicopter above me. There was. They knew I was coming, and I felt that as I walked into that scene over there. I felt that everyone knew, here he comes. Well, I felt that.
She's an innocent woman. Take my son and my daughter. It's unfair. I'm a care assistant. I'm not anything.
Yeah, she's saying she's a carer's assistant, so basically she's a good person, and she's had both of her kids taken off of her. I think she was talking about Barnet Council. She got arrested for something she didn't do.
Where is the threshold document of Barnet Council lawyers to take?
Where's the threshold documents of Barnet Council lawyers? If this is real, this does need some attention. We know about social services and local councils taking people's kids. I know a couple of cases of that right now. It does go on, believe me.
An innocent child. This innocent woman has spent 4 days in the High Court. There's an FOI request out on how many children are having...
Look at this prick here, look. See this geezer here? Yeah, this thing here. Look at him. Look at him. That's a copper, is it? Look, you see when I confronted him over there, he just looks up in the air like a ponce.
Full sexual relations whilst under
Right, so I'm saying to him, do you want to film some phone hacking?
the care of Barnet Council.
Got it all there. Oh, and by the way, Cliff, I got your message that you went into Oxford Street Station. You've spoken to them there at the counter, and you've confirmed that they have got that evidence that I left on the bench. I mean, thank you for that, mate. Thank you for that. We've tried to get hold of them, but they can't do nothing till Monday now. I've got a mate that works for Transport for London, and I have sent him a message, so I hope he gets it, and maybe he can bring him back from work with him one day and that. I hope so. Yeah, thank you again for that, Cliff. I meant to mention that.
Please don't touch me. Unless the father
This geezer, look, just wants to move her out of the way. Yeah, look, I'm saying, why don't you listen to these people? They obviously need some help. Yeah, you ain't telling me shit. I've got fucking more of a right to be here than you, mate.
This woman was arrested as an innocent mother for a plastic nightlife by Colindale police. She was never charged.
Right, so I'm saying to him, go and get David Sherborne because he's supposed to be my barrister. I wasn't informed that he took himself off the record. You know, I wasn't informed. I know Mallett abandoned me, but when I was in the court, did you hear me say, then David Sherborne's abandoned me as well? No. So I was unaware that you've abandoned me. So you've abandoned me and all then, have you? Oh, nice one. I'll just take Prince Harry's case on because I went on holiday with, Elton John. And what are you doing going on holiday with Elton John? David Sherborne. I thought you was the one that was having an affair with someone on the other side at Linklaters when this phone hacking stuff started in 2013 or whatever what it was, 2014, when it started hitting the news. But I can't fucking remember now. So many dates. But it started off with David Sherborne's having an affair with cancer on the other side. Yeah, really. Evidence. Look at him. Look at his body language towards me. His body language is saying, I can't do nothing. I don't like you. I don't want to help you. Just get away. Can you just get away from the door? We're here to protect Prince Harry. Look at the body language. Look. Head back. Okay, arms out wide. It's like David Icke. Arms out wide, 45 degrees. On my knees. Look at him, look. I'm saying that's evidence, and it is evidence. Look, I'll be nice. Just palming me off. It's all shoulders, look. Shoulders shrugging, arms out wide. 45 degrees, David Icke, arms out wide. Oh, fuck, what have I done there? Didn't mean to do that. Look, no one to listen. He's got to walk about, look in the back. Who's noticing? Who wants to look at real phone hacking? I mean, I'm aware what I look like while I'm down there, but what am I meant to do? You know, I've got as much right to be there as all these people. I've got more right to be there than all of them. I'm part of the evidence, but look at me there, like a loner, on your own, doing your own bit. Yeah, look. So I'm thinking, right, I'm going to fucking film this cop now. Didn't realise I was being filmed at this time. Yeah. It's supposed to be police, mate. Don't you care about real crime? Look, keep him look away, look. Look up in the air. Fucking titted. Sorry, but that's not acceptable. Not acceptable. Look, and it just winds me up even more. David Sherborne was my barrister. I'm trying to show evidence for it. Why don't no one care when David Sherborne's about to go in there with Prince Harry? Why doesn't anyone care?
Keep your diversion from Prince Andrew so we don't talk about Prince Andrew and Virginia Dufresne being about as real as Andrew Ash.
Right, so I'm saying, but you know, if you really want to go there, you know, David Sherborne's bringing 33 cases for Harry. 33? Really? 33? Is that not a message to everyone else? Listen, everyone, this is theatre, yeah? So, you know, sit back and enjoy the ride. Theatre. That's what I believe the 33 cases is about between David Sherborne, 33. Just happens to be 33 all the time, doesn't it? Yeah, 33 cases. And that this could all well be a diversion from us talking about Prince Andrew. Yeah, let's not talk about Prince Andrew. And Virginia Dufresne, who's accusing Prince Andrew, being as real as Andrew Ash. She's going to be another inside job who we've all banked on for 10 years or 11, 12 years. 2011 she come out and this picture started getting pushed around. I've shown you how to do the drop shadow on that picture. There's no way it's for real. It come out exactly how it did on theirs in Photoshop. That is a fake picture. Right, and at some point soon, they can't leave it forever. They're going to have to start doing the turnaround, and that is going to be Virginia Dufresne's the one in trouble now. What they're going to do is completely cold beach Andrew Asher off. Got me? That's what's going to happen. And then what? You know, it's the only way back, isn't it? Let's be honest. And it's, Andrew's Newsnight interview. Yeah, no, do you know what? He was actually right on everything he said. We caned him for it. We're sorry, Andrew. We're sorry. Yeah, then he goes and gets Ghislaine out and he's all, fuck off. Fuck off.
You the media.
Is this our media? You are a fucking joke. Should be ashamed of your fucking selves. Joke. These people walking in there, look, I'm important, I'm important. He's drinking a vodka lime and lemonade. I feel a lot better. Drain the fuck out of me, that did. You know what I mean? What I have to go through. I mean, I didn't have to be there, but don't be there and don't be heard, innit? And then be heard, but, well, you know, we're going to cane you. You know, or try and entrap you off the back of it. It's not happening this time. It's not happening this time. You're getting exposed. Fully. You can't buy your way out of it either. There might be a little bloke down there in a grey tracksuit and a cap turned backwards. But he's going to fucking wipe the floor with you all. Yeah? Keep laughing at him.
Prince Harry, when you're ready for the truth, go to BHTV Plus on YouTube. If you want my help, I will help you. You've got to leave David Sherborne behind. He's fucking corrupt.
Right, so that bit there, he's fucking corrupt, they leave out on GB News. Or Talk TV, whatever the fuck it's called. It's owned by Murdoch, and they want me on. It's not happening. How am I going to walk into a fucking show that's owned by News UK? I'm going to come out of that well, aren't I? Don't be silly, mate. Don't be silly. So what I'm saying is you got to get rid of the barrister, David Sherborne. I'm showing you evidence as to why he's corrupt. Yeah, he's just choosing not to talk about things and get on with these bigger cases, knowing I'll get left behind and get lost in because the media ain't going to help. I'm very surprised that some of them have already. NME, I've got to big them up. Thank you very much for what you did. You actually showed the Robert Kellaway email between himself, Robert Kellaway, and DCI Simon Werrett. Well, he was DS Simon Werrett at the time back then. And now that guy is hiding as a Christian pastor in Southend, calling himself, well, he was Reverend Eastwood Evan, but he's dropped that title now, and he's called Digitally Simon, and he's gone really small online. He's tiny now, you can't find him. Yeah, I mean, you know, not a good ending for a serious crime director from Essex Police. You know, really seems like the career wasn't worth it if you're just going to run off and be Simon digitally. And you're supposed to be a Christian. Why don't you stand there as a Christian and take what's coming to you, mate? From another Christian. Yeah? Let's see who's Christian there. Tell you what, it ain't you, mate. It ain't you.
Prince Harry, when you're ready for the truth, go to BHTV Plus on YouTube. If you want my help, I will help you. You've got to leave David Sherborne behind. He's fucking corrupt.
Right? And he is corrupt. I believe he is corrupt. And he's not done the best job for me. And to be honest with you, the way things are going for Harry, it wouldn't surprise me if this geezer was gatekeeping him as well. So just in case he is, I thought, let me tell Harry. Obviously as well, it's a phone hacking trial. I've not been, you know, I've been involved in the claims. I've been in this building. This is the building I kicked the chair across the room and called the judge a cunt in. This Rolls building here. Mr. Justice Man. Yeah, now tell me I wasn't there. Fucking acid delusion, was it? I weren't in there, nah? You know I was in there. You know what I've got, and you're doing your best to hold it back. But I'll tell you what, you ain't going to be able to hold it back for too much longer. If someone gives me the time of day and lets me explain myself, I'll show you everything. You won't be, you know, you'll be on my side by the end of it. You have to be, or you're a fucking idiot, not taking on real evidence.
For fuck's sake. I'm going home now.
I just want to apologise if any profanities have been overheard around us.
That's right. Do your fucking job properly, you little scumbag cunt. Look at geezer laughing at him there. Look. Yeah, man, let me come back. What's the geezer? On the right. I might go see that again. What's the geezer on the right?
Around us.
Keep laughing at him, look.
Making the most of kind of the world media here and protesting various
He fucking still hear me round the corner. Okay, right, so let me now go. Oh, this mouse does not want to work properly. Fucking hell. You know, I've got a mouse on a mouse pad it just doesn't like. It's just doing what it wants. It's fucking stupid. Look, I don't want to rename it, do I? I want to play the video. Right, let's try it. I don't think this is the same one. Alright, it's me going down the other side. This is when I first turn up, so these are back to front, these clips. This one was first. Look at them all looking at me in the pit and that, like, what's he fucking doing there? What's he doing in there? You all knew I was coming. They knew I was coming, I'm sorry, someone told them I was coming. That woman I'm talking to there now, she wanted me to stop, not walk past her doing a BBC thing. I respected it, you know what I mean? I didn't go trying to crash their thing, but I was there to do a job. I was there to do a job. Geezer next to me is like, oh, I've been here since 6 o'clock in the morning. Look, this bloke here and that, look, worrying about, oh, I've been here since 6. Fucking cunt, I've got more of a fucking reason to be there than you. Have a look, why don't you film what I've got in my hand? Right, so this is kind of, this is the same again, really. I'll start in a minute. Telling a geezer across the road, film that. Yeah. I'll film that, I'm saying. Can't hold it back forever. And obviously what I'm holding there is the Robert Kellaway, Simon Werrett email, which proves that the police were asking for Kellaway's illegal recordings via transcript. And that journalist also hacked Millie Dowler and brought down the News of the World. So he's important, I'd say. But they're trying to make him very unimportant. And to top it off, the Mirror have employed him as well. One big happy closed shop, innit, eh? Sorry about it. When celebrities forget they're live.
At least it's not the guy with the Irish dancing.
Right, so what I'm explaining now is that Richard Mallett was my solicitor, and you have a solicitor and a barrister, right? And David Sherborne was the barrister. And David Sherborne has said that I should accept £20,000, and that the fact that he's working with Richard Mallett, and Mallett's been struck off, and no one told me, and Scotland Yard were liaising with Mallett's, and no one bothers to inform me that Mallett's abandoned me, or that David Sherborne's abandoned me. Yeah, so none of... Well, David Sherborne shouldn't be surprised that I'm there, really. It shouldn't be a surprise to him, really. So that's what I'm explaining while I'm there. The link between David Sherborne, Richard Mallett, and what's happened here. All right, and I'm explaining there that Richard Mallett was done for fraud in 2017. All right, which is fact. And no one thought to tell me. Why don't none of you listen? You're supposed to be the mainstream media. There it is. And that's just a part of it. Film it, it's real. Everyone's here about phone hacking. I'm showing it to you. Millie Dowler, journalist at Hack Millie Dowler. Millie Dowler. Tried to hold it back from the mainstream media, and they have. I sold 30 million records, for God's sake. What's wrong with you people? Why ain't no one listening? Right, that's what I'm saying. If that's a madman, then, you know, I don't know what fucking sane is. I really don't. I don't know what you're supposed to say in the same way to get your point across when no one listens anyway. This is the only way. So, all right. I think we've seen that one. Let's go to the next one. What we got? Where is... Okay, right, here's a screenshot. So, E17's Brian Harvey interrupts news broadcasts as he protests outside Prince Harry's phone hacking trial. There you go. Not, I was heckling Prince Harry. You know, these people were good enough to tell it as it is. So thank you, NME. Thank you, Andrew Trendle, on the 7th of June 2023. At least this man had the bollocks enough to publish that email. Yeah, and the bottom part of that email is the top part of Glenn Mulcair's page 58. Yeah, which has got the 2nd of the 5th 02 for Neville on it. As you heard Greg Miskill, the news editor, say, has he got a top left? Said, yeah, for Neville, 2nd of the 5th 02. And then Kellaway is transcribing his illegal recordings for the police who are requesting them on the same date. All right? There it is. I thank you for that. Thank you for that, NME. I thank you for that. Right, it is 9:39. All right, when Brian did, right, so you've already seen this. So you might have already seen this as well, but I want to go through these documents here. So this has been forwarded to Nicky Cooper after, but it's been sent to David Sherborne. Right, and there's a few other people there in the list. Wendy Farrow at Hamlins, Stella Creasy MP, the Mirror News, right? So what I've done is I've sent them, starting with David Sherborne, this is you instructing mallets who've now been done for fraud. So, from Andrew Ferrugia, this was the apprentice at Mallets. Now, he sent it to me. It's actually the 17th of September. There's been some forwarding of emails going on here, right? 17th of September. Dear Brian, further to our conversations yesterday, there you go, 17th of September, and to my previous email enclosing Robert Kellaway's statement. As mentioned in our first conversation, I have now heard back from David Sherborne, who has said that he is happy to make a counter-offer to Linklaters, which was Murdoch's lawyers. They've now changed. They got someone else, and they sent me notification of that. It was a few years back. Happy to make a... David Sherborne. Okay? Who's David Sherborne? Prince Harry's barrister. Okay? And was my barrister, as you can see. Okay? And it's funny that he decides to increase the offer, get them to increase their offer from 5,500, which has dropped quite a few million there to come down to 5,500 already, you know, according to Richard Mallett. He now thinks that since, you know, you sent Brian Robert Kellaway's police witness statement that you weren't meant to, I'm going to have to go in there at 20 grand. 20 grand, you know, like you're doing me for 20 grand. 20 grand. No. He's of the opinion that Linklaters are now more willing to settle these claims than they were previously. I bet they fucking was. Yeah, because the very next month, this is 18th of September 2013, the very next month, Robert Kellaway is giving evidence to the hacking inquiry that Peter Dukes is live tweeting. And he says, Robert Kellaway knew nothing of phone hacking or Millie Dowler's voicemails being accessed. He has no knowledge of it. Bollocks. David Sherborne. Hi, David. Brian Harvey here. You know the bloke you forgot about and only dealt with my ex-wife Natasha. What are you playing at? Why didn't you inform me that Richard Mallett had been struck off for fraud? You were liaising with him on my account, remember? I don't appreciate being left behind. I would answer my call if I were you, or I'll be reporting you. I'll give you one last chance to make things right, David. Do not ignore me, please. Hi, Brian. I'm so sorry, but I'm away at the moment, and my phone reception is terrible. Well, that's not good for a top lawyer, is it? I had absolutely no idea that Richard Mallett was struck off, and have not had anything to do with that firm Mallett's for almost 10 years. I like the way you distance yourself there. But you didn't tell me, that you're taking yourself off the record. I only did a few hacking claims with them. Well, I would re-bring those up. And that was my only involvement with them. Yeah, you dealt with my ex-wife, so don't you think you should be dealing with me? And I think it was one of his assistants I dealt with, whose name I can't remember. I can tell you, his name was Chris. I call him Fat Chris, because he was. He was a fat, useless shithead. Right? They also failed to pay all my bills too. So I ceased to act for them years ago, and I think they instructed another barrister instead of me. No, sorry, mate, that is just not going to cut it. Yeah, trying to turn it like, oh, you're the victim of them as well, are you, David? Oh, God, I feel so bad for you. As you may know, I can only work through solicitors anyway, as a barrister, and can't work direct with clients. Well, that's rubbish, because you came round my house. Yeah, you came round my house with Mallett's. Yeah, all right, I might have had... All right, then, fair enough. You only came round because of Mallett's. We'll leave it at that. Yeah, we'll leave it at that then. Okay, so, when you want to distance yourself, you got a few questions that you need to answer, mate, yeah? Because we're not having you just saying that. It's not going to wash. As you may know, I can only work for solicitors anyway, as a barrister, and can't work direct with clients. So I'm not sure about your ex-wife's claim, as that would have been Mallett's who dealt with it. No, you dealt with it. It was on your say, so I'm going to show you in a minute anyway. I think I know embarrassing instead of me. I don't believe that. And can't work direct with clients. Having done several hundred claims for different people. Oh, fucking hell. I'm not a show-off. Through probably 15 different forms of solicitors, I would not have any details of anything. Rubbish. Rubbish. Also, don't have any papers for your claim. No, you wouldn't have done, because I've got paperwork showing that they destroyed my bundles. And I've got the phone recording as well. Yeah, some Bancroft person, you know of them, dear? Bancroft? Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're sorry for the error, she was saying. Error. No, it was an error. No, it wasn't an error. It wasn't an error. You've done it on fucking purpose. You know, the accidental destruction of my bundles. Yeah. I also don't have any papers for your claim and haven't seen anything for many years, so I don't know what happened to it. Well, I'll show you today. I'm sorry, as I don't mean to be unhelpful, but there's not much more I can add. If you have new solicitors, they can contact my clerks if that would help. Well, no, because no solicitors answer me. I ring them. I rung Hamlin's. I ain't put the video up yet, but I'm going to. Yeah, they ain't come back to me. Dear Brian, I'm sorry to hear what Mallett's appear to have done. No, it's what they fucking done. Just to explain, I had to come off the record as soon as Mallett's came off the record acting for you, if I remember. That's automatic under professional rules. I do remember us meeting for an initial conference. It was a long time ago, and obviously don't keep any papers from cases years after the event in such circumstances. Bollocks. You know all about my case, and you know exactly how fucking important it is. Right? No one's falling for your shit, David. Yeah? And if you have a look on the top of this email, can you see there that I've contacted the International Criminal Court? Oh, yeah. I've told half the mainstream media as well. You're going to get what's coming to you, mate. Yeah? People also ask, what time is Harry in court today? I was having a look. Who's representing Prince Harry in court? Just for the record, David Sherborne. Yeah, just for the record. Just to, you know. Now, look who else he represents. I'll just let that sink in for a minute. I'm rolling a lovely cigarette. And just take that picture in for a minute. Oh, yeah. Take that in. What does that picture say to you? Was David Sherborne on holiday with Elton John then, when Prince Harry met him in the south of France? Yeah? You know, one of the people that was at that dinner, or two of them, their name was Payne, regarding this case here in particular. I was going to leave it there. For the avoidance... Let me make this bigger. I'll make this bigger. I can't do it. I think I can. I should be able to. Here we go. For the avoidance of any doubt, the advice of both David Sherborne of Council and Mallets is that Brian should accept the offer that has been made by News International, you know. NI. Yeah, no wonder David, he's on the complete cover-up for all the top people here. I believe. That's my belief, my opinion, from my treatment and what I see. You don't remember my claim. You know, I haven't got any paperwork as such. But you've said all of this. So it's logged, isn't it? Somewhere. It's all logged. For the avoidance of any doubt, the advice of both David Sherborne of Council and Mallets, done for fraud, is that Brian should accept the offer. Not from News Group Newspapers Limited. No, by News International. What have I been saying all along? News International PLC, now known as News UK, who, by the way, have tried to get me on. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll show you them emails. We are of the opinion that this is not a figure that would be increased after trial if successful. Both we, Mallets, and Counsel, David Sherborne, are of the firm view that, on the limited evidence held back from Mallets and everyone else from Brian Harvey available, this is a good offer. Yeah, but what about when you put all the other evidence in? It's going to be a shit offer, innit? Yeah? In addition, and as part of the settlement of the claim, News International will make a formal public apology to Brian in open court for their actions. No, mate. No. Oh, sorry, Brian, for putting you in prison unlawfully and setting you up. No, I don't think so. So, to the mainstream media, you know, I might not deal with this in the most professional way, but I'm going to deal with it in the way that the information goes in your head and you know what the truth is, whether you like me or not. This is for the greater good of the country, right? We have PSYOP after PSYOP after PSYOP played out in front of us. And when a real case comes along, no one wants to fucking report it. Well, you will this time. Because you'll have to. Because it's got people involved that are too fucking big. And if you don't, then... This geezer's coming down, right? And he can go and put me on all the hit lists in the fucking UK he likes. Yeah? He's going down. Here's the claim form. Oh, look, it's got my bloody address on it. Quick, hide it. Yeah? So, look, see all of this? We had it all amended, all right? We amended the claim, yeah. OJ did this, in all fairness to him. He did all of this. We had it amended, and the claim was made unlimited. Amounting to tort, misrepresentation, negligence, Interception Communications Act. Value unlimited. Fee exemption certificate. Yeah, exemption. I'm exempt from costs. So why would Mallet go and file it himself? And why would David Sherborne let him fucking do it? Yeah? Someone's having a party next door. Yeah, here's all the claim. Yeah? Here's all the amended claim. I'll just take you through it. This is the claim. But now I'm not really after their money, you know. I'd rather turn this into a private criminal prosecution now. Yeah, look, what's this? 389 milligrams of cocaine. Watch in a minute what I'll show you. I'm going to show you a couple of bits. Yeah. Tort, misrepresentation, negligence. Robert Kellaway. Claimant submits that Robert Kellaway stated in his witness statement at about 12:45 p.m. on Friday the 26th of April 2002, 12 days after Millie Dowler, I was in the canteen at work when I was contacted by Greg Miskill. They spelt his name wrong on that, fuck knows why. Typing error, but it was like that on the original. Greg Miskill, now dead, the news editor, who can remember the far end of a fart concerned with Millie Dowler. But he wouldn't be able to remember mine, would he? Because he wants to make me feel small. You know, I can't remember every... You know every single part of it, and where, when I start asking you questions, where to start going the other way with it. Yeah? Okay. Claimant submits that Robert Kellaway stated in his witness statement that I subsequently was given 5 audio cassettes by Conrad Brown. Conrad, not Conran. Conrad Brown, with the recordings he had made of Kamal Zorba's conversations with Reece Morris and Brian Harvey. Made transcripts of these conversations using my laptop. Emailed these computer. 9th of May. Was it 9th of May? Yeah, actually, I believe it was. It was the 9th of May. When he emailed them. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was the 2nd of the 5th, 02. So what's going on now? He made transcripts of these conversations using his laptop. 2nd of the 5th, 02. Okay, right. He made the transcripts then, but he sent them to Sergeant Werrett on the 9th. That's right. That is right, I think. That is right. I produced he actually done the transcribing at it was like 8:30 at night on the 2nd of the 5th, 02. Same time that Glenn Mulcair's doing the mobile, listening to the voicemail messages. Oh yeah. I have a micro cassette with recordings of most of those conversations. Either Kamal or I actually recorded them. I shall transcribe the calls. I subsequently took the camera and cashed the Loudon police station on the 8th of May. Why is there no gear? Why is there no gear? Why does it take you a month to get some gear, man? I just phoned up Brian now. He's on answer machine. Well then, where is your message? Yeah. Yeah, this is all of it, look. Bought him a gram of cocaine there now. A gram! Right, okay, let's keep going. Right, so let's get into I've took you through some of the claim now. You know what I mean? I'm not bothered about the claim anyway, so I'm not bothered about the money, so it doesn't matter to me. What's this here? This goes out to News at the Mail on Sunday, Web News at the Metro, International Criminal Court visits, another email there for the International Criminal Court and 4 other people. This is what I was trying to show Prince Harry. Brian Harvey, PS to the International Criminal Court. Will you please investigate? My life depends on it. Okay? So when you see them laughing at me on the telly, it's like, this is what's really going on. My life fucking depends on this getting out. Right, so here's something that I would like to have shown Harry. At Chelmsford Crown Court yesterday. This is Friday the 13th of June, 2003. And this is my case getting thrown out. At Chelmsford Crown Court yesterday, Mr. Harvey's lawyer, Stephen Ferguson, that's the guy that I'd represent, he was the barrister. Yeah, Mallets were the lawyers. It's the barrister. Mr. Harvey's lawyer, Stephen Ferguson, said the former E17 singer had been arrested solely because of an article in the News of the World, and said the Crown Prosecution Service should conduct a root and branch investigation into how the case had come to court. Mr. Harvey had charges of possessing and supplying cocaine dropped after the prosecution offered no evidence. The court was told that the main witness, Kamal Zorba, was refusing to attend to give evidence and had gone abroad with the money. So, the part in that for me is the judge informed the Crown Prosecution Service that they should do a root and branch investigation, and that was never done. Had that have been done in 2003, do you think any of these other people would have been hacked if we'd have had the phone hacking scandal in 2003? Nope. Royals, all of them. Harry right now. So when I'm outside saying, I need to talk to your barrister because he's corrupt and he's covering stuff up, can you see where I'm coming from now? Andrew Ash in the Mirror. There you go. That's what I said. Andrew Ash. He's still in the Mirror as a victim. The Mirror's real, yeah? Andrew Ash is real, is he? He's real, is he? And who does he fucking... He says Richard Mallett abused him, for fuck's sake. What a load of rubbish. So who's the barrister talking to Bill? It's got to be David Sherborne, in my opinion. Here's what I sent to Bill Maloney. 8th of March, 2015. I'm ready to die. Are you? I'll say to you, stop stitching up the innocent and put your fucking footage out. You give it, but you don't put it out. Say hello to Kellaway for me. You must think I'm the biggest cunt about. We'll fucking see, mate. We'll fucking see. Pure shit that comes out your fucking gob, mate. Pure fucking stitch up, bullshit bollocks, talk, fucking talk is all I ever fucking hear. Fuck off, you're a liar. Yeah? That's how it ended with me and Bill Maloney. Yeah. There's the emails. I'd had enough of this cunt fucking me about for the government. New Scotland Yard. Dear Sir, I am writing to you in relation of your redacted page 59, mentioned in your letter dated 7th of February 2013. I query whether your redacted page 59 not disclosed in your letter 7th of February 2013 relates to my ex-wife, who at the time was still married to me in 2002. If it is such that it related to my wife, your redacted page 59, and it relates to a date in 2002, then it is my contention that I'm entitled to subject access to that information under the Data Protection Act 1998. When taking into consideration Article 8 of the Human Rights Act 1998, right to private and family life. For the record, our marriage was severed legally in 2003. Therefore, any information relating to Mrs. Harvey and myself would fall into my right to private and family life. Therefore, I am entitled to my data subject access request if redacted page relates to Mrs. Harvey since our marriage in 1997 up until the date of the decree NICE. I look forward to your earliest reply in relation to the above. Yours sincerely, Brian Harvey. Heard fuck all. So that's the closest I've got yet in the mainstream media with that. Thank you again, Andrew Trendle. Thank you very much, mate. Right, it is 9. Brian didn't meet Harry. Again, David Sherborne is mentioned there, you know, telling me what offer I should take. There's the first emails there. There's him with the McCanns. There's him saying it's a good offer and I should accept the offer from News International. Not News Group newspapers, News International. Yeah? There's the claim form again. There's the first one. There's the first one. Filed by Mallett's. Let's have a look at that. Mallet Solicitors. There it is. Oh, Chris. Fat Chris done it on behalf of Mallett's. I'll show you an email between me and him in a minute. And this has been put through so weak, it is crap. They wanted to see if I still had the paperwork from 2002 from the court case myself. You know, the paperwork. What are we on now? So this is going through... We've already been through this. What we want is... here we go. So this is what I said. When I finally... After the... 17th of September, here we go. So after I've got Kellaway's statement, I go off at Chris Waters. Simon Harrison was the guy who was managing me at the time. Oh, he appeared on Andrew's list as well. Yeah, I weren't having that. I knew something was wrong, but I knew there was a reason that they put Richard Mallett in there. I fucking knew it. What's going on with you, Chris? Why you been hiding this document from me? I want a fucking word with you. News of the World Defence. The claimant has failed to provide proper particulars of the information in the article which he alleges was obtained by voicemail interception. The defendant will plead fully to any particulars provided by the claimant without prejudice, like not really accepting it then. To the foregoing, it is denied that the article was prepared on the basis and/or of involved access to the claimant's voicemails for those left for him. Defendant will rely in particular on the absence of call data and the absence of the claimant's mobile telephone number in Mr. Mulcair's notes, which Mallett had all along, and you've seen the evidence for that. And Scotland Yard blanked it out, and Scotland Yard were liaising with Malletts who've been done for fraud. Yeah? David Sherborne, you know, a lot more than you fucking ever said. And you can just get caught, mate, in your own right. Yeah, keep denying it. I dare you. Keep denying it. I suppose you got to really try and save yourself, but I'm going to fucking destroy you now. And now, the document you had all along, you fucking useless idiot. You had the fucking nerve to send me that shitty bundle of crap to look through when you were sitting on this. I want Mallett's off this case. You had better send me everything this time. Sorry, I don't think you can see this. Let me bring it up. Oh, you can see it. Just there at the bottom. That's where we are. And now the document you had all along, you useless fucking idiot. You had the fucking nerve to send me that shitty bundle of crap to look through when you were sitting on this. I want Mallett's off this case. You had better send me everything this time. I fucking knew you were holding back. I'll be making a formal complaint against you. And I fucking did. Mallett's. And what happened to him? Struck off for fraud. Yeah. So, there's a few bits for you. That should clear some things up for you in the mainstream media. You know, if you do really, you know, if you do really want to know, here's something interesting. So, for anyone who's on Clarion Housing, I've found this petition, change.org. Force Claire Miller, Chief Executive of Clarion Housing Association, on 400 gross plus grand to resign. This is the woman who's trying to cut costs at Clarion and is leaving all of their tenants in poverty. And you've only got to look on prior videos on my channel and you can see how they've left me. 5 years with the promise of all the works to be done in the house. They've not done nothing. I've stripped that kitchen myself. All they've done is sent a van from the council to take the first lot of rubbish away. So they know I'm doing it. They're okay with me doing it, but they have not done this kitchen, right? I'm still getting mice, yeah? And all the downstairs needs plying off, and the doors need fitting, and the extractor fan needs to be done, and you've done fuck all. Back garden's got to be concreted, it's all unlevel, right? And this is the woman who's responsible for it all. This is the woman. And there's a petition. So I thought, yeah, fuck it. I'll sign that petition, and I'll talk about it online. We'll do a whole nother video on this one. But here it is. I've been waiting nearly 5 years for a new kitchen and repairs. I've posted videos about my treatment on BHTV Plus on YouTube. Have a look. I'm doing the work myself as they do not contact me back anymore unless it's about money, which is a fucking joke. How can you want to charge me the full rent, which I managed to get the discretionary housing payment, by the way. And I would like to thank Waltham Forest and the DWP and the Benefit Services and the DHP and Migley from... The only person that's decent at Clarion is this woman called Migley. She's the only decent person there. Everyone else, sorry, I got no fucking time for them. I got no time for them. Migley's a good and she's helped, but she's not to do with repairs. So there you go. I've signed the petition. I would give you some money, but I ain't fucking got none. But you know, we could get the rest of 3,136 have signed. Can we get this up to 5,000 people? Can we do that? If we can do that, that would really help. Get rid of this woman. She don't care. A lot of people living in poverty. She started 29th of May this petition started 29th of May 2021. So couple of years. 3,136 have signed. Let's get to 5,000. Let's get this to 5,000, please, if we can. So there's that. So it's not just me then. It's not just me. It's many others that are suffering there. So we've done the Prince Harry Day folder there for the minute. There's going to be a lot of stuff in here. There's going to be some stuff that's not relevant now. That will be things like stuff where I've been arguing with Paul the Man. I'm not arguing with him no more. He's a nice bloke. I like him. I actually like him. I like him. So that's that. So yeah, I won't be slagging him off no more. He's actually a really all right bloke, honestly. No pun intended there. All right. Right, there's a ninja that Ian Puddick bought me. Let's just do a quick one here. There's me going to Downing Street. I think that was the very first time. Look at the copper's face. Look. Ooh. Yeah. There I am. Ring binder, evidence. I'm still here. All right, that was Paul
Every
the
time
Man.
I try to report anything or offer any evidence, they're not interested.
Right, see? So no one wants no one wants me having any backup. This I've only just looked at again, right? My ex-wife. Not being funny. Is that Swirls? Just saying. King ran child sex ring for Stars. And it's done by Mazza Mahmood. Can you see that now? And this is my ex-manager's best mate. Look, imagine that crawling about on top of you. Dribbling. Do you want to look at some pictures of Sam Fox? Fucking thing. Child sex beast Jonathan King ran a VIP club for star perverts. The News of the World can reveal today. Members included a peer of the realm, a famous family TV show presenter, I think we know that is. No, I'm not saying it's Schofield, and I'm not saying that he couldn't be in there. But I think we know who that is. And I think that person's lawyer may have contacted me in the past, trying to give me stories about Robert Kellaway. TV presenter, a household name, chart idol. Ooh. And a player in a huge pop band. King's case is the first in a string of trials of high-profile music industry figures, club regulars passed around underage boys for horrific abuse. Police have already compiled a 700-page dossier seen by our investigators. So Mazza Mahmood and Ben Proctor have seen it. Both of these two have worked with Christine Joanna Hart. She is the first person to ask me about the Red Rooms. And the reason that would be is because Mazza Mahmood, when is this? 2001. Well, I believe his Red Room investigation, his investigation of VIP Club for Perverts probably was in the Red Rooms as well. Some of this probably did take place in the Red Rooms. You know, it's the sort of place where that would have gone on, isn't it? Right? So if you think about it, this is in 2001. And if the investigation from this then led them to Surrey, it led Jonathan King's links back to Walton-on-Thames in Surrey, the Walton Hop. That is why Mazza Mahmood, Conrad Brown and Robert Kellaway would be in Surrey. Remember, Robert, when you rung my ex-wife? I'm not far away, actually. I wouldn't mind coming to see you if you have official reaction or anything, or give us a photograph. Remember? Well, why weren't you far away? Because she was with her parents in Surrey. 7 miles from the Dowlers. So, would that have anything to do with why you're hacking me, my ex-wife, her family, and the Dowlers all within the same 2-week period? And your investigation in 2001, Mazza, didn't lead you to Walton-on-Thames, Surrey. Yeah, where they get the, what was his name? DC. What was his name? Who's the copper that they took off the Millie Dowler story for accusing Bob Dowler? What was his name again? DC. Something anyway. They put him on North Surrey traffic duty. And then they went with the blunders, didn't they? Oh, there was blunders during Bob Dowler's arrest, you know. But one of the blunders was we didn't forensically examine Millie's clothes. Well, the woman who looks like Cassandra, who was on the investigation from Only Fools and Horses, that's what she looks like. She says, well, we don't know how she died, but we know she was found with no clothes. So how are you gonna forensically examine no clothes? Yeah. So you got Jonathan King working in the Walton-on-Thames area. You got Max Clifford there. You've got Jimmy Savile at Duncroft Girls' School, just down the road. You know, you're in Surrey. You got a very main Masonic lodge up there, who Bob Dowler would go to, and my ex-wife's dad would go to, 100%. So that's how all they get talking. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're starting to see the picture now.
Simon Cowell.
I mean, this is amazing.
Max Bygraves.
I'll play this over and over again.
David Frost.
No.
Alan Wicker.
No. Look, watch him look at me now.
Richard Mallett.
Yes.
He looked up at me then. He looked right over at the camera at me. I'm over. I'm not on this one. I'm over on one opposite him.
Confirmed.
Okay.
Look at Chris Faye's fingers.
Yes,
He's doing the pyramid. Oh, fucking sort your fingers out, man.
Andrew had sex with them.
Andrew had sex with them, yeah? Okay, let's just hear it again. David Sherborne, are you watching? Prince Harry.
Simon Cowell.
Yes.
Max Bygrave.
It's a fake list, by the way. Okay, we've established that. No one's trying to push this list as real. I believe it's a bit of real and a bit of fake. So therefore, the whole thing becomes bullshit, doesn't it?
Simon Cowell.
Another tactic.
Max Bygraves.
Yes.
David Frost.
No.
Alan Wicker.
Yes.
Richard Mallett.
Yes.
Ted Heath.
Yes.
Confirmed.
Okay. Yes means Andrew had sex with them.
Andrew.
Confirmed means other victims
Confirmed?
come forward and has been confirmed by NAPIC.
Napick. Fucking nose pick. Fucking state of the geezer's fingers. Look, Andrew, look, he's like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. If he was a real victim, he'd have come forward, wouldn't he, and come and done an interview and said, look, these lot have pushed me into it. They tried to... Well, he's admitted it all. I'll play that after. But, you know, David Sherborne, listen one more time.
Simon Cowell.
Yes.
Max Bygraves.
Yes.
David Frost.
No.
Alan Wicker.
Yes.
Richard Mallett.
Yes.
Now, why would January the 9th or 10th? Why on the 9th or 10th of January 2014, after I've just got Robert Kellaway's police witness statement, September, and Robert Kellaway has done the giving evidence in the hacking trial, November. Now we're in January of the next year. And Richard Mallett is turning up on Andrew's list. Ta-da! And Bill has spoken to a barrister. I've spoken to a barrister. I can't tell you who. I can't tell you who. But I've spoken to a barrister. was only one barrister that would have had anything to do with my life at that point, and that would be David Sherborne. So I'm going to take it as you've spoken to David Sherborne, unless he tells me otherwise and convinces me, which is going to be very, very, very hard for him to do, considering how he's treated me thus far. Okay, Millie Dowler. This is a story that brought down the news of the world. And I haven't put a red ring round any of this. You've all seen this page a million times. Messages on mobile phone probed by Robert Kellaway. All right, so they're blaming Robert Kellaway for the bringing down of the newspaper. But when he's asked in the hacking trial, he puts it down to a simple production error. Bullshit. You was in Surrey, so stop fucking lying. They're fucked. He's fucked. He was in Surrey. Because he rings my ex-wife. I'll show you that in a minute. Oh, I'm not far away. Wouldn't mind come seeing you, actually. Yeah. There's the Ninja that Ian Puddick bought me. There it is. That he didn't buy me. I bought it for Bill, and Bill gave it to Brian. No, you bought it for me, and you've admitted it twice. And Ian Puddick works for the Queen. Oh, he works for King Charles now, and Prince Andrew. Yeah, he's military man, Puddick, military. He bought me that. I sold it on eBay, fuck you. Here we go. So let's go back to that day, 17th of September, when I get Robert Kellaway's statement that's being held back from me. Brian Harvey, 17th of September, to Simon Harrison, who was managing me at the time. Don't trust them no more. Andrew should get sorted though, meaning Andrew Ferrugia, who sent me Robert Kellaway's police witness statement. I know he weren't meant to, but he did, and if I do get this thing sorted, I'm going to sort that man out. I am, because it's the right thing to do. But I want some, so don't trust him no more. Andrew should get sorted though. But I want someone else on it now, mate. They cannot be trusted to do this. I've told Chris, a fat cunt, I want him and Mallets investigated now. B. So just sign off on me emails and that used to. So I'll go back to Andrew Ferrugia. Mate, I'm going to need all that paperwork. I just lost it in an email to Chris. I want him investigated. Fucking wanker. He's been holding that info back for a year. They made me look through that shitty bundle of nothingness, and he had that Robert Kellaway document all along, telling me I didn't have much of a case. And he had that. Who is Malik protecting? And I bet that was the original idea for him getting in contact with me. I'm just a fucking payday to these people. Not anymore. But I will say this. When this goes through, I'm going to pay you. You are a fucking legend, geez. I won't forget it. B. Right? And that's to Andrew Ferrugia. And I won't forget him. Anything comes of it, I won't forget him. But I'm not going after money, am I? I want a private criminal prosecution. That's what I want. Right. Here's the email in question. So you can see, if you look on the bottom one here, this is when it first comes about, 17th of September. Look who I send it to. So, Bill, what's he say then? I've been talking to a barrister. A barrister. Yeah? A barrister. And you're happy to put Andrew Ash, you're happy to put Richard Mallet on Andrew Ash's list. Yeah? And Bill is in association with Ian Puddick and John Wedger. And Ian Puddick is working for the Queen in communications. And doing the alarm that just went to your phone, that went off on everyone's phone as well. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. It's just a bit of fun. Bit of fun. Cunt. Yeah, there you go. There's your fucking proof, yeah? Right? From Andrew Ferrugia, yeah? So, look how long I've been going on about it. Yeah? When it get to September, that's going to be fucking 10 years. 10 years. But I believe by the time I get to September, I'm going to fuck these people. I don't think it's going to take that long. Should be all done by then. And where is page 59 from the Mulcair notes? 19th of September 2013 to Simon Harrison. Yeah? Who the lawyers like to keep going back to and talk to. Evidence you had for a year, 17th September, Chris Walters. What's going on, Chris? Why you been on this fucking document from me? And now the document you had all along, you fucking useless idiot. You had the fucking nerve to send me that shitty bundle of crap to look through when you was sitting on this. I want Mallets off this fucking case, and you had better send me everything this time. I fucking knew you were holding back. I'll be making a formal complaint, and I did. And here's one of the examples. Chris Ball, because Chris was saying to me, can you find anything that says that Kellaway and Conrad or the journalist gave Kamal recording equipment? Well, I could remember one example of it, yeah. Chris Ball and Conrad Brown waited in a van outside the address. Conrad Brown, fake Shakes partner, had given Kamal, bloke who stitched me up and went off abroad with the money and didn't come to court with any proof, recording equipment to use when he spoke to Brian Harvey. That's why I sent that one back to him. You fucking fat cunt. Fat cunt. Richard Mallet, 25th of September 2013. I can't remember what I said to him, but Brian, I did try and call and also sent you another text when I'd finished late last night. I know that you have been subject to what anybody would call a vitriolic campaign against you. I've helped you before and I can help you again. But I'm working with Duncan Larkham, the Sun's royal editor. The point I was trying to make is that regardless of what anybody else has done or is doing, I don't get that, I'm on your side. Okay, yeah. No, you're different to all the others. And to be honest, I'm working with Duncan Larkham. No, and to be honest, calling your own legal team a bunch of cunts is not the best way to incentivise the people you're working for. Do you like the way they turn that round? You know, you point out one of their wrongs, and basically, because I swear in that, calling your legal team a bunch of cunts is not the best way to incentivise people. Well, holding back fucking evidence from the bloke you're meant to be representing ain't very fucking, best way to incentivise me, is it? The big point you have to remember on this is that the police are not contacting everybody who has been the victim of telephone hacking. Well, that's wrong for a start, isn't it? I got in touch with you as I remembered your case and how badly you've been treated by the press. And there was no doubt in my mind that you would have been hacked. And it turns out I was right. The key thing to remember is that if I hadn't have contacted you, nobody would have. And we wouldn't be talking about your hacking case as the case wouldn't have existed. Well, it would have done. Of course it would have done. Because it still happened, didn't it? And the old Bill and Glenn Mulcair, they still had the notes, didn't they? So how would it not exist? It would exist because you held back all the fucking paperwork from 2002. So if you just came forward with all the original documents from 2002 and showed that to people, then there would be a fucking case, wouldn't there? So, what you're saying there is, if I hadn't contacted you, I'd have been the gatekeeper on your case and no one, and it wouldn't have even existed. Blah! Yeah, that's what you're fucking saying to me, you fucking cunt. Look what happened here, you corrupt cunt. Look what's happened to you. Struck off, proper thrown under the bus. And who thrown you under the bus? A military family called the Hardys. Well, I wonder if that was the same Hardy that was the Crown Prosecution Service prosecution against me in 2003. I just wonder whether you've, and at Mallet's in 2002, you had a Hardy working there. So, did you have the brother of the prosecutor against me working in your office? I think we should investigate that because I think you did. And that's how you lot were able to fuck about with this case so much. The bottom line, Brian, is that I'm on your side. And if you want me to help you, I will. If you don't, then I won't. It's really a matter for you. The final thing I would say is that you've had an unbelievably bad time of it. I know that. This, however, is probably your first chance to actually strike back at the people that caused the problems for you. They will give you £5,500. What a cunt. Right, here we go. There's a first page to this, and that was really what I wanted to... there was another page, but we'll go in from here. Natasha talks to someone in the background. Natasha Harvey. Sorry, I'm just telling my parents at the moment. So how do you know that he's trying to set me up? This is the News of the World. Going to her because the News of the World know that she has got an injunction out, and if I so much as even breach it, they're going to try and put me in prison. That is what Kellaway is doing now, right? That is what he's doing. Oh, it's a long story, but basically we've been undercover and he's been asking us to do it to you. I've been asking you nothing, Kellaway. Yeah? So what you're saying is Zorba was sent in by you. That's what you're saying. To rope me into something that you're only going to show one side of. That's it, isn't it? Yeah. Natasha Harvey, that's evil. Robert Kellaway, I know it's evil. That's exactly what I thought it was, but he's thinking we're going to do it for him. What? I don't, what? Kellaway? Mate, you are going to have to explain yourself. Yeah? But he's thinking we're going to do it for him. And all the time, to be honest, we're tape recording him and going to the police with it. Yeah, we're phone tapping him and going to the police with it. And they're fucking taking it. Natasha Harvey says something inaudible, appears to be upset. She agrees to see Robert Kellaway, and she calls Brian Harvey an evil bastard. Well, yeah, you would think that, wouldn't you? You would fucking think that. Natasha, what he's tried to do is absolutely evil. He's given us the drugs and he's given us money. Robert Kellaway and Natasha Harvey talk over each other. Natasha, he didn't know we were the news of the world. He thought we were villains. What the fuck is this geezer on? And he thought that we would do it on the quiet for him. Do what on the quiet, you cunt? That's what I'm saying. So I need to get in front of this Robert Kellaway bloke. Natasha, are you going to print this? What he's trying to do to me? Oh, no doubt, Natasha. Oh. Then let's have a look at the circumstances of the case. From the information supplied to me, I understand the chain of continuity or chain of custody in this case to be as follows. This is the login of suspected drugs. Let's have a look. Kamal Zorba, to Stian Alexander, News of the World, Dr. Jack Chuddy, DC Childs, DC Richards. This is what they want you to believe. But Peter Siddle from the Forensic Science Services for the police says this. The circumstances of this case are very unusual in that the suspect item was not recovered by the police, sealed into a numbered bag and taken to a forensic laboratory for analysis. Instead, the wrap of powder was recovered by Mr. Zorba on the 26th of April, so they say, and handed to Mr. Alexander, who then took it to Dr. Chuddy. Why didn't you take it to the police if you've got what you thought you got? Yeah, with the camera and the cash. Why wouldn't you do that? Why are you going across London now? Mr. Alexander, when took it to Dr. Chuddy, you just take it to the police. You just take it to the police. That's what you would do. You'd get me nicked on the spot and take it to the police. That's what you'd fucking do. He's gone to Dr. Chuddy. The suspected drugs did not come into the possession of the police until over a month later on the 27th of May 2002, when, according to his statement, DC 2430 Childs collected the wrap from Dr. Chuddy. I also noted during my examination that DC 2430 Childs has not signed and dated the drugs bag, yeah, in which he's placed the wrap. Right? Bullshit, yeah? Yeah? The police don't get any drugs until over a month later. And they get drugs, if there was any drugs, because my fingerprints ain't on none of it, Dr. Chuddy, who held a Home Office licence to handle controlled substances. So there's the News of the World's drug dealer, hence why Volker Science, Dr. Chuddy doesn't exist anymore. Dr. Chuddy is now hiding in somewhere called the Food Club, and he's testing the food that he thinks is all right for us to have. If don't believe me, check it out. Is Zorba's mobile telephone number ringing my number, which you've seen on the Mulcair notes. I'll make that a bit bigger for you. Yeah? He calls me. See it now? He calls me. Not me call him. Yeah? He calls me. See it? Bosh. All right? Kamal then said, this is one of their witness statements. Kamal then said he wanted to get paid for the story. I was speaking to Kamal on the phone in one hand and to Greg, what should be Miskill, over my shoulder. I offered about £5,000, I believe, initially. Oh, you know, that's what they're trying to offer me for all of this. Everything. I believe initially. Kamal said he wanted more than that. We agreed he would pay 20 grand. Who you been to see? David Sherborne, if the story was on the front page, and 15 grand if it was on an inside page. Stian and I drove to Kamal Zorba's home address in Chingford in separate cars. They throw them two figures about a lot, don't they? I've been offered £5,500. And then when I got Kellaway's statement, I think £20,000 is about Brad Pitt to get Linklaters with. Now I've got Robert Kellaway's statement. Save any troubles. Statement of Robert Kellaway. We went to a nearby pub. I understand that photographs were taken of Kamal with these items. I took these items from Kamal Zorba in the pub. Did you? Did you? I gave the rep to what's his name? Stian Alexander, to take them directly to Dr. Jack Chuddy of Volker Science. I took the camera and cash and kept them. Did ya? Then I sat down and went through Kamal's story and made shorthand notes. But you lot were... You lot were the ones that were instructing him how to do his story. So, you know what I mean? Didn't he saying something about, we all sat down and we discussed the best thing to pursue. Yeah? So it's not something that was going to happen. This is something that you had to make happen. It's called entrapment. I subsequently, this is Robert Kellaway, who knows nothing of phone hacking or Millie Dowler's voicemails being accessed, and he wasn't in Surrey, honest. I subsequently was given 5 audio cassettes by Conrad Brown with the recordings he had made of Kamal Zorba's conversations with Rhys Morris and Brian Harvey. I made transcripts of these conversations using my laptop computer. I emailed these transcripts to Detective Sergeant Werritt, who is now Reverend Eastwood Evan, digitally Simon, hiding in a coffee shop on a Sunday, baptising you quietly from a corner, digitally in VR glasses. On the 9th of May 2002, the words in brackets indicate either where I'm unsure of what was said, I couldn't hear it properly, or my own clarifications. He likes his own clarifications, I bet. This is explained at the top of the email. I produce a transcript of the conversation as follows. And you've seen that. Appearing in court, this is in 2003, going back there, appearing in court. This is, the criminal trial for their criminal case against me, yeah, which fell apart. Appearing in court a year after his arrest, Mr. Harvey was told by Judge Gareth Hawksworth, you leave this court without a stain on your character. Not guilty verdicts were recorded after the prosecution's key witness, Kamal Zorba, refused to attend court to give any evidence. And there you go. There's a conversation there between Rhys and Zorba. So I don't want to believe it, but I think Rhys might have got the $5,000 and Zorba might have got the $10,000. That's what I'm fucking starting to realise. And then Rhys is dead. I mean, what fucking. Do you think that's a coincidence? No, it ain't. There he is, all over that. He could have had him up for phone tapping, and he'd have corroborated my evidence, and there you go. As it was, he didn't ring me before they arrived. They were Robert Kellaway, Stian Alexander, and Conrad Brown. And later on, before Brian arrived, a photographer, Chris Ball, his name was. This day was Friday, the 26th of April, 2002. They arrived about 2 p.m. that day at my home address. I told them what Brian was asking me to do. Bullshit, as I've already said in this statement. No, go into it. They then brought out some recording equipment and we discussed the best thing to sue. I mean, I think that really should say we discussed the best thing to pursue. That is what that is going to say. They gave me a wallet with a tape recorder in it, in which they told me I had to aim at Brian so that would pick up what he was saying. Yeah, this is just one thing. They've been doing the phone tapping, but I believe what they were going to do is cover it with a recording in the car, which is it's still an interception of communications. Do you know what I mean? It's still not interception of communications. It's still well, I suppose it is. Yeah, if they're listening from a van to a private conversation in a car, then yeah, I suppose it is. Yeah, it's still not right, is it? They gave me a wallet with a tape recorder in it, which they told me how to aim at Brian so it would pick up what he was saying. They outlined questions that I needed to ask. Yeah? So if these lot hadn't outlined to this geezer the questions that he was supposed to ask, how would have all of this have gone then? Yeah? They had to be open questions. The News of the World were going to tape every conversation that I had. They were also going to tape any telephone conversations, and they had a gadget to do this. Let me say that again. The News of the World were going to tape every conversation that I had. They were also going to tape any telephone conversations, and they had a gadget to do this. As Brian hadn't rang me, I then rang his mobile. I didn't ring him. He's had to ring me. This conversation was taped. I got Brian's voicemail and I left a message for him to ring me. Well, where's that message? On the Mulcair notes. Page 59. Comrade Brown. You remember Greg Miskill was like, I don't know, did you send Robert Kellaway there? Well, yes. Did you send Comrade Brown? Well, I can't remember. Let me just refresh there. I know Greg's dead, but I'm going to do it anyway. I've worked for the News of the World newspaper for 10 years. This is Comrade Gregory Brown, Fake Shakes partner. For the last year, my job title has been photojournalist. My duties include covert audio and videotaping in the course of investigations, and phone tapping and all other sorts of clandestine recording. That's what it should fucking say. On Friday, 26th of April 2002, I was telephoned by the news editor. Ha ha! Greg Miskill. Did you send him there, Greg? I can't remember. I can remember the fart of a fart, though, of a fart with Millie Dowler. Greg Miskill, and was asked if I was available to do a job in Chinkford. He told me that Robert Kellaway, who knows nothing about phone hacking or Millie Dowler's voicemails being accessed, who is another journalist on the News of the World, was in charge. I got my recording equipment ready. I've used it on several other jobs, and I'm confident that it's all working correctly. I bet you fucking was. Here's Dr. Jack Chuddy. I'm a qualified doctor in chemistry and have been working for Eclipse Scientific Group, Volker Science, Block A, Long Island Ast, 1-4 Walpole Way, London W3. My duties include testing controlled substances to identify their composition. Well, what is the point of you? So really, you've got gear there all the time because your duties include testing controlled substances. You've probably got shitloads of it about. The company holds a Home Office licence to be in possession of controlled substances. Oh, there you go. There you go. He's allowed to have coke. So don't you find it funny that after this sting operation, Stian Alexander goes over to see Chuddy and the old Bill don't get no coke until a month later, but they get transcripts and emails from Robert Kellaway. Yeah, let's have a look at this. At 19:55 hours on Friday the 26th of April, I was at my home address when a male called at my address. He identified himself to me as Stian Alexander. Mr. Alexander handed me a single coloured magazine wrap containing white powder. I understand Mr. Alexander is an employee of the News of the World. I weighed the wrap, which was 0.69 grams in weight. Okay, let's keep going. I conducted this cocaine test about 1,000 hours on Saturday the 27th of April at my office address. Following the test, I completed a report of my findings and forwarded this report to Mr. Alexander at the News of the World office. Yeah, so you've conducted this the next day, you're saying? The next day, 10 o'clock? Yeah? No, it's not Friday, is it? It's not Friday, 26th of April. Yeah, would you have to get a bit in? Yeah. Okay, now look at this. One paper packet enclosing 289 milligrams of white powder. And these documents came from Mallets through the Solicitors Regulation Authority. Because you're going to see 389 in a minute. And you're going to see 0.69. And you're going to see half a gram. And you're going to see a gram. And you're going to see a white packet. And you're going to see a single coloured magazine wrap. And you're going to see another one. Yep. I missed to make the following statement at the time. I deny possessing cocaine or supplying cocaine as is alleged. As far as I'm concerned, Kamal Zorba and the News of the World have fabricated the evidence against me and set me up. I have nothing further to add at this stage. DC Williams, obviously, this story's been in the paper. Yeah, you know all about that, don't you, mate? And I presume that you've read it. Is that correct? No comment. I understand you're still married to Natasha, but in the process of getting a divorce. No comment. DC Williams, the article in the News of the World was published on the 5th of May. I've got transcripts of the tape-recorded conversations. Have you, DC Williams? How many of them do you have? Do you have the one in the car that's 25 minutes long? Or have you got the 5 mini-discs that were given to Robert Kellaway from Conrad Brown, the Fake Shakes partner? Yeah. Here's all the people in the case. Here's all the people involved. There they are. Okay. There you go. All right, there's the mobile number. Richard Mallet had it all along. So why didn't Chris send it to me and let David Sherborne get involved and file the particulars without even putting the fucking number on it, because they say in that thing, Linklater say, you haven't even give us the number. Yeah? And he ain't fucking corrupt. And Prince Harry don't need to know that. This is what Robert Kellaway says to the old Bill. Kamal Zorba is available for interview should you need him, but... This is obviously Kellaway finishing his sentence. So you can see, he's like trying to speak him up like he's a witness. Kamal Zorba is available for interview should you need him, but... Right, and then we go... then he says, we would appreciate some sort of guidance. This is Kellaway talking to DS Werrett. If we get a no, we're not interested, fine. If we get a yes, we would like to take a look at what you've got. Then we'd like to get things moving. Take a look at what? Take a look at what? What have the old Bill got? Brief discussion about where Brian Harvey lives. And then DC Werrett says to Robert Kellaway, where did Kem meet him to discuss this? Kem? Brian Harvey came down to see Kem outside Kem's address. Hang on, what about all the witness? Kamal Zorba is available for interview should you need him. It's all gone Kem after you spoke about my fucking address. Oh, continuation sheet number 33. I have not fucking seen that before. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, good bit of evidence on that page. Why is the old Bill calling Kamal Zorba the witness that they're saying Kem? Explain that to me. Yeah, you can't. Andrew Ash. Female MP abused boy in care by James Fielding. By James Fielding. And Kellaway was working at the Express at this exact time. You think he didn't know I was there filming Andrew? Of course he did. There's the Ninja recorder. And this was me registering it. All right, so it's not for Bill. It's for me. And e17@gmail.com. Got it? Activation code. There it is. Bosh. Okay. See, look. Select the codec profile. Press ProRes. ProRes. Have a look at Bill's camcorder. Yeah. And tell me if that's capable of any kind of ProRes on an SD camcorder. Okay. Comrade Brown, E17 style on the edge of breakdown. I will be taking the beginning of my problems back to around this time, 1997. This is when the takedown of me begun. Larkham's solicitor, Richard Mallett. Duncan Larkham was the Sun's royal editor. He is part of News International, who have offered me 20 grand. Richard Mallett is working for Duncan Larkham, the Sun's royal editor. At the same time, he's working for me. Okay? There you go. Can you see that, David Sherborne? But I didn't know. I didn't. Well, you fucking should have done, you cunt. I don't believe you anyway. Here we go. For the attention of Mr. R. Hardy, Senior Crown Prosecutor. Do you see that? Do you see that? Dear sirs, now I wonder if this Mr. R. Hardy, Senior Crown Prosecutor, I wonder if this R. Hardy would have anything to do with the military. Yeah. And whether this is anything to do with the Hardy that worked in Mallett's office at this time. And has this got anything to do with the Hardys, right, that have done you for fraud? That's what I would like to know. I'd like to know. Okay. Thank you for your letter, dated 20th of November 2002. This is Mallett writing to R. Hardy. We confirm that we have now received 3 tapes of recordings made by the News of the World, but do not believe that these tapes cover the whole of the transcripts. Please confirm whether there are further transcripts to be forwarded by the News of the World. We confirm we have now received 3 tapes of recordings made by the News of the World, but do not believe these tapes cover the whole of the transcripts. Okay? Okay then. Mallet Solicitors, 8 to 9 Market Street, Wisbeach, Cambridgeshire. Dear Sirs, Regina versus Brian Harvey. Vagina versus Brian Harvey. Further to my conversation with your Mr. Mallet yesterday, I confirm that, like most media companies, we have a policy of requiring the formality of a court order witness summons before disclosing journalistic material, to which an abusive process was filed. And then the case got thrown out. Ooh. Here's my one. Here it is. Here it is. All that, and then I got not guilty. But I've already been in prison for the breach of a non-molestation order in the family court. And when I got them papers from the court, they've redacted everyone's name, the judge and everyone. Right? There'll be something here. Let's have a look. I've screenshotted it for a reason. The paper made little effort to conceal the hacking from its readers. On the 14th of April, 2002, right? It published a story about a woman allegedly pretending to be Millie Dowler who had applied for a job with a recruitment agency. It is thought that the hoaxer even gave the agency Millie's real mobile number. This ain't right, is it? The agency used the number to contact Millie when a job vacancy arose and left a message on her voicemail. This is all a concocted story, because what I believe has happened is Millie and that family were being tapped. They found out what fucking muckness was going on over there. And the News of the World were going to be investigated anyway. It's been going on since 2005, the phone hacking. Or at least Sir Mark Rowley turned his fucking back on it all in 2005 and didn't do nothing. And then got promoted. He's too young to get rid of. We're going to promote him, Sir Mark Rowley. The agency used a number to contact Millie with a job. This is all bollocks. This is all bollocks. This is all of them working out a way to now bring the Dowler's mum and dad back into the case, back into the affray, after doing a deal with them. I'll give you 3 million quid, give you 2 million quid. We might look like 3 million quid. Oh, you said 3 million quid. Now you'll have to pay them, said Mark Lewis, another lawyer who is under investigation like Richard Mallet, except I don't see Mark Lewis getting struck off. They've really thrown Mallet under the bus, haven't they? That's because he didn't do the job properly on me, that's why. This is all to start the process of, well, how do we bring the Dowlers into court? So we go, someone's deleted a message. It alerts the parents. I believe the parents are all in on this. Parents say, she's still alive. She's still alive. I mean, if that was a real story, but you can't tell these days, can you? Andrew Ash. She's still alive. She's still alive, and that led the fact that's enough of a scoop to go to the papers with. They thought she was still alive. Hacking in Leveson inquiry. Get the Dowlers in. They've been paid and blackmailed to help Murdoch close his paper. He's opening up the Sun on Sunday anyway. And he knew he was doing that because the day the story hit the media, I think it was in 2011 sometime, about the News of the World closing. Was it 2011? Well, at the same time, 2 weeks prior, he's already registered the Sun on Sunday. So it was no accident. He knew what he was going to do. He knew exactly what he was going to do. So that's why they came up with that fake story. Conversation between Brian Harvey and Kamal Zorba in Brian Harvey's motor vehicle. And you will notice that this one is 25 minutes long. And they refer to this one in a minute. Telephone conversation between Brian Harvey and Kamal Zorba. James Morgan is on this document, but it says this bit down here is all, well, you can see it's all redacted, this big black space here. Brian Harvey divorce set up, 15 grand. I want to see what's behind that black box, mate. That's all. And we should be able to once this all comes out. Certificate as capacity to conduct proceedings. Dr. Ali Zubair, there you go, lacks capacity within the meaning of the Mental Capacity Act 2005 to conduct the proceedings. I should be a protected party. And the News of the World didn't want to hear this. But they're happy to print it. Now, Brian's having a breakdown in 1997, but there's no way he's not well enough to deal with this himself. He received phone calls on his mobile telephone from Reece Morris and Brian Harvey. They had apparently discovered what Kamel had done and made threats to him in the event that the story was published in the News of the World. I have a micro cassette with recordings of most of those conversations. Either Kamel or I actually recorded them. But Kellaway doesn't know anything about phone hacking or Millie Dowler's voicemails being accessed, does he? Kamel Zorba stated that the News of the World were going to tape every conversation he had. They were also going to tape any telephone conversations, and they had a gadget to do this. Rest my fucking case. One paper packet enclosing 289 milligrams. I thought it was 389 milligrams. I thought it was 0.69 milligrams. I thought it was half a gram. I thought it was a gram. Which one is it? And which colour is it? Item KBZ1 included a paper packet. Not a single coloured magazine wrap. Included a paper packet, which includes 389 milligrams of powder containing cocaine. From the results of analysis, I was satisfied that the proportion of cocaine present in the powder was far in excess of the 0.1% exception limit for this drug that you got a month later. And which one is it? Which weight? Which size? Which one is it? Brian Harvey divorce out. This information is irrelevant to the claim. So we put a black box there. Millie Dowler. The trial. Kellaway. Is what he says. Giving evidence. Robert Kellaway, former News of the World reporter. Right, this is what he's going to say. And bearing in mind, at this time, when he's talking, I've got his police witness statement from Andrew Ferrugia. Giving evidence, Robert Kellaway, former News of the World reporter. Back to live tweeting with Robert Kellaway. This is, what's his name? The other bloke that's been around here. Peter Jukes, live tweeting. This is what I keep going on about. Back to live tweeting with Robert Kellaway, former News of the World reporter. Hacking trial. Edis shows Kellaway the Millie Dowler article from 02. Did you write it? Kellaway? I don't know. First time I saw this was in... What do you mean you don't write? So straight away, I don't know. Yeah, you fucking wrote it, you cunt. It's easy to just go, I don't. Edis, do you remember ever working on the Millie Dowler story? Kellaway. I think I was assigned. Judge asked him to speak up. Well, you've already said, I think I was assigned. Yeah, you was assigned all right, mate. Edis, do you remember ever working on the story when she was missing? No. But I think I was assigned. How does a story bear your name that you didn't work on? Kellaway. Well, so you believe him already? Could have been a production error. A key performance indicator is a number of bylines. A news desk might append your name to keep your byline count up. Bullshit. Bullshit. Is that your excuse? And you know nothing about phone hacking. Let's keep going. Langdale cancelled for calls and asked Kellaway more about what can happen on bylines. He said, yeah, tell us some more about this bullshit excuse. Asked if a name could go on a story, even if they hadn't contributed to it. And that could help Kellaway. Yes. Oh, yes, of course it could. Yeah, gets you out of trouble, these stupid answers. No one believes you. About 40 to 50 bylines a year in the news department at the News of the World. Langdale. And dozens of stories without your name. Yes. Kellaway. There was a lot of wastage in reporting. The cut-off point was around Thursday night. No, it weren't. 2nd of the 5th, 02 was... hang on, no, you're still doing it on the 3rd, which is the Friday. Saturday the 4th. Sunday the 5th. That's when the story goes out. And the cut-off point was around Thursday night. No, it wasn't. You're in the police station on the 3rd of May. Doing various transcripts. And there's no signatures on it. Yeah? So don't tell lies. Kellaway confirms he knew nothing of phone hacking or Millie Dowler's voicemails being accessed. Do you believe him? UK public. No. Do you ever remember working on a story? I think I was assigned. There you go. Thank you. We'll take your first answer. David Sherborne. There you go. Making a counter offer to Linklaters now. Instead of 5,000, 20 grand. This is Zorba money. This is. They fucking take the piss. There you go. Letter of authority. There's the second one to Mallets. See, this is interesting. The first one, I'll show you the difference between them in a minute. I, Brian Harvey, 187 St John's Road, Walthamstow, London, E17, confirm that in relation to the matter of mobile telephone voicemail interception litigation, I've been contacted by the respondent, the Commissioner of Police for the Metropolis, in connection with Operating Wheating. No, I haven't. I'd never been I'd never been contacted by this respondent. Maybe you had, but I hadn't. So he gets me to sign this. So that's two he's got signed. He's got this one, 29th for the 1st, 13. There's Andrew Ferrugia at Mallets. There's what I was holding up outside the court and outside Downing Street. There's the original emails coming in. There's me having a go at Mallets. Why you been hiding all this shit? Dear Brian, I'm sorry to hear you still have concerns about phone hacking and that. Yeah, the old bill. Look, Solicitor Richard Mallett was dating 24. I didn't communicate with you in July 2014. Well, you weren't struck off until 2017. Ian Tippett, you fucking liar. Christopher Fay, formal child protect. Oh, this is interesting. Look, this is when they start doing the turnaround on Chris Fay, and look where it comes from. This is the first of it. This is the first of it. BBC, bbc.co.uk news, and the UK column. Yeah. Panorama and the UK column, basically. Andrew's old address. Bill Maloney. Here's some more threats. 7th of December, 2014. So, like I said to you, getting to the end of 2014, things are getting tense now. People you're giving information to are leaking things and saying the information is coming from you. Also, another source talking Bahrain. Watch your back, bruv. Inner nonsense grafting you, Bill. Cheers. That's good advice. Bahrain. And then who owns up to the Bahrain connection? Sharon Gale. Sharon Gale. But she ain't important, so we'll move on. Working alongside the papers, eh, Mr. Werrett? Why didn't you tell the Leveson inquiry you knew about phone hacking in 2002? Everyone knows that you were complicit in setting me up. I think it's time you told the truth about your relationship with the News of the World's little hit team. Here's proof you all knew about actual phone hacking in 2002. It's funny that the date on the Maltcare note is the same date Kellaway transcribes his illegal recordings for you. Hey, how come you're the only one who didn't do a witness statement, even though you received the transcripts first? I noticed you're a DC honour. Get promoted over it, did you? Always knew you lot at Loughton Police had it in for me. I know that to be true, otherwise you would have arrested the News of the World and not put me in prison over a blatant setup. Also, 2 lines after Kellaway tells you that there is a witness available called Kamal Zorba, there is some apparently unrelated chat about another case which you indicate you worked with Kellaway before. The cherry on the cake for me is when you start calling Kamal Kem. Know him, do you? His dad was at the police. His dad was police at the time too. So if his story was real, I would have been arrested on the spot, wouldn't I? I forgot Zorba's old man was Zolbill. I completely forgot about that. We're going to get to the bottom of this in the upcoming trial because I'll be calling you as a witness. How much were you paid, Mr. Werrett? And there's what I was standing outside the court with the other day. Ah, Ian Puddick, Brian Harvey, sectioned under the Mental Health Act. See, now look, 26th of January 2015. So you see how close the connection is here. I'm having a go at Bill, December 2014. Yeah, now it's January 2015 and Puddick's off on one. Yeah, and this one is going to get him sued. And I've got the negligence. Laugh out loud. Strange he's deleted this all of a sudden. Oh, it's a good job I got it, mate. Got the URL and everything. Yeah. Ian Puddick, plumber, Freemason, informant, conspiracy theorist, journalist wannabe, and window dresser. Brian Harvey sectioned. Not yet, I ain't, but when I do, I'll put a word in for you, don't worry. Pound Zone Land. Here we go. I wonder if the Mirror would like to talk about this. Or the Express. Any one of you will do. Pound Zone Land Limited, active. Andrew Ashworth has been employed at Pound Zone Land Limited since 2014, 12/16. Currently as a director. Go and see if you can find that like that's ever existed now. You won't find it. You won't find it. Ben Fellows, Round the World for Charity. Ben Fellows is an award-winning film director. Sounds like Bill Maloney, doesn't he? Who is planning to circumnavigate the globe in a paramotor and make a documentary about the journey. And it's all to raise money for the RAF Benevolent Fund. Royal Air Force Benevolent Fund. Royals. And our friends at Leonard Cheshire Disability. Ben tells us more in this post. My name's Ben Fellows. I'm recently diagnosed with a heart condition, pericarditis, and fibromyalgia, which is a bad pain condition. I know a couple of people with that. And this geezer walked back from Plymouth, did he? Plymouth to London. When I first went down to meet Bill Maloney with John Wedger picking me up, taking me down there to meet this bloke. Look at his numbers on his top. 4 and 2. What do they make? 6. It's the devil's favourite number. Yeah. Here he is. But didn't he walk from Plymouth to London with a heart condition and fibromyalgia, and he was in no pain when I saw him? Do you remember that? Go and have a look at the video again. Have a look. He was in no pain when I saw him. Yeah, it's mad that, isn't it, how it fucking cleared up. Bill Maloney. Did you not read that last email? Maybe read it again. Remember Andrew telling me and Chris that he went to a party with Jonathan King and shook hands with him. He's the one that's got the way, not you. I'll say it again. Stop taking the accent. Andrew. Yeah, look, check this one. You're going to love this one. You're going to love this one. Let me bring this up here. Andrew is a fucking liar. Andrew had an interview with BBC Panorama last week. What's the date on this? 8th of March 2015. When did that come out? 2016. What did I fucking tell you? That Bill told me about this a year up front. Now listen to this. This is Bill Maloney now playing the game. Andrew is a fucking liar. Andrew had an interview with BBC Panorama last week, allegedly, and told me they showed him a video of you taking cocaine at the log cabin, chopping it with a credit card and sniffing with a £5 note. We obviously knew he was lying about that because it was from video footage that you gave to Danchuk. So that means he has told them that you were taking cocaine, as there is no footage of you doing so. Bullshit. Straight away, bullshit. He'd have been the one doing cocaine. And I think Andrew actually confirms that when I talked to him in 2018. He also told us, if you remember, that you were being fucked in a swimming pool. When I was talking to him at the end of last week, he also said that he doesn't remember telling us that David Henke had sex with him, or that he had sex with a police officer from Operation Fernbridge that ain't real. But we have the interview. Oh, fuck's sake. Why has it gone small? Just bring it back up. Sex with a police officer of Operation Fernbridge, but we have the interview. He is the liar. Stop calling me a cunt. Remember, Andrew filming snuff movies. We have a recording of that. How many dead children has he seen? From what Andrew's told us, we know he was complicit in his actions with the child-killing paedophilic cunts. And he's bouncing you all over the place and anyone else that he can. But he can't bounce me, Chris, or John Wedger. Just in case anyone was doubting whether he had anything to do with this whole setup. Not only did he pick me up, but he's well involved. Been trying to call you. Show some arsehole and answer the phone. Do not start shouting at me, talk to me, and stop believing the fucking nonsense over good people. I didn't think that we were that naive. We credited you with more intelligence, and I've treated you as a friend and than you've ever treated me. Our tactics are sound. I wish I could tell you, but you keep creating bollocks like this. They're diverting you. It's as clear as day. Answer your phone. And I incorporate in this email, I, nor any of my team have ever seen Brian Harvey ever take cocaine. Now answer your phone, Brian. I told you I was going to call you and give you an update. He's trying to smarm me now. 8th of March 2015. You heard how it all ended. So let's go to Ben Fellows thrown into Wormwood Scrubs for daring to name Ken Clark as an abuser. So this was the first fake accusation to where Ben Fellows goes to Wormwood Scrubs. It's as good as Levi Belfield being in Wakefield or Sidney Cook being in Wakefield. Bullshit. It's bullshit. Because you got to remember, Ben Fellows has had other aliases as well. He was called Lee Hazeldine and infiltrated G4S security. So he's a fucking agent of the state. And Nicky Cooper also believes he's got something to do in the death of her mate Joey, who was a rent boy on the scene, and Ben Fellows was his mate. And we think Ben Fellows has got something to do with that. Simon Werrett to Jonathan Williams. Sergeant Werrett, I've just been telephoned by Rob Kellaway from the News of the World. The News of the World ran a story on Sunday about Brian Harvey and the fact that his estranged wife Natasha has made a recent complaint about him. It would do, wouldn't they, if it got fucking you ringing up saying that I'm trying to set her up with you lot, you cunt. Presumably to the police, specifically about his state of mind. They love playing that card, don't they? Apparently Harvey has given someone 0.5 gram of cocaine now, fucking hell, to supply to his estranged wife together with a disposable camera to take a photograph in her possession. He paid the person 100 grand and gave them detailed instructions what to do. Bullshit, you cunt. His plan was to show the photograph at court. The News of the World... Here we go. Let me make this bigger. The News of the World is based in Wapping. Although Mr. Kellaway is in London at the moment, they have retained the cash and about 25 minutes of recorded incriminating speech. So you say. 25 minutes. So... what are you trying to do here? Not mention the all the other recordings? Because Conrad Brown had 5 mini discs. What's on them then? What's on them? Retain the cash and 25 minutes of recorded incriminating speech. News of the World. They have retained the cash and about 25 minutes. You saw that a little while ago. 25 minutes is in the car. They've not included any of the, conveniently, none of the phone tapping in their chats about it. Yeah. For the avoidance of any doubt, the advice of both David Sherborne and counsel and Mallets is that Brian should accept the offer that has been made by News International. We are of the opinion that this is not a figure that would be increased after trial if successful. Yeah, shut me down before I've even started. Nice one, David Sherborne. Nice one, Mallets. Nice one, NI. Something completely different now. I typed in on ChatGPT, write me a song about David Icke staring at a mound with his arms out at 45 degrees. And this is what came out. Check it out. It's David Icke on the scene. Arms out at 45 degrees. Eyes locked on a mound. So serene. He's in his element, unveiling hidden truths. Challenging the status quo, dropping knowledge bombs in the booth. Sean. David Icke, arms out wide, staring at the mound. With a passion for uncovering what lies underground. He's on a mission to expose the lies and deceit. Arms at 45 degrees. He won't retreat. Sean. Arms stretched out, his gaze fixed on the prize. He sees beyond the illusion, Sean, and through the disguise. The mound holds secrets, ancient wisdom, untold, Sean. And David Icke, he's fearless, breaking the mold. He speaks of reptilians and hidden elite, connecting the dots, Sean, making us question and replete. His arms are a symbol of his dedication, Sean, to reveal the truth no matter the situation, Sean. David Icke, arms out wide, staring at a mound with a passion for uncovering what lies underground. He's on a mission to expose the lies and deceit. Arms at 45 degrees, he won't retreat. He's not afraid to challenge the mainstream view. Arms out wide, Sean, staring at a mound, a sight so true. His determination, a force to be reckoned. Arms outstretched, he'll make sure the truth is beckoned, Sean. David Icke, words resonate, they hit hard. With arms at 45 degrees, he stands on guard, Sean. Questioning authority, he won't conform. He's relentless pursuit for the truth, the norm he'll transform, Sean. Arms reaching out, his message loud and clear. Awakening minds, dispelling the fear. Through the chaos and noise, he leads the way. Arms out at 45 degrees with conviction, he'll stay another day, Sean. David Icke, arms out wide, staring at a mound, with a passion for uncovering what lies underground. He's on a mission to expose the lies and deceit, Sean. Arms at 45 degrees, he won't retreat. Outro, so let's join David Icke. Arms wide open wide, embrace the truth, let our spirits collide. Together we'll rise, break free from the norm. With arms at 45 degrees, our truth will transform. Good, isn't it? Fucking like that. ChatGPT is, that's it. That's it. That's it. So, got ChatGPT writing lyrics for me now about David Icke. I got one about Ian Puddick. We got a few, actually. I'm just going to, just get a load of lyrics together and we'll do a Corruption album. So, yeah, I hope that has cleared up a lot of the confusion. I've been meaning to go through them emails in order for a long time. There is a lot more, but I'm just going to some sort of main points there, because that's what I did when I went through all the evidence. I screenshotted all the stuff that stuck out to me. We got all the full paperwork and everything, but obviously we're not going to sit there and read through every single line of that. So what I did is, as I screenshotted it from back in 2013 onwards, I'm just going back through the drive and pull things out, and everything is just so relevant. It's so this is the closest you're going to get to proving, the conspiracy, and we want some answers. I want some answers, and I'd like to talk to Harry, and his barrister is corrupt, and that is the truth, and that was kind of what I'm trying to tell Harry, and I think it's justified. It's not bullshit. It's not screaming about a load of rubbish. It's real corruption, and it involves our police, and it involves our media. And it involves the Crown Prosecution Service, right? It's a serious matter, and I just hope that has cleared some stuff up for the mainstream media. Not the David Icke bit at the end, but the the previous couple of hours that I've been talking for. Yeah, so I hope that clears things up for you. I'm going to go now, right? Because I'm at the end. I'm tired. And but I really wanted to do that because the time is now to show you, if I need to back something up and back up what I was saying outside the hacking trial, the time's now. I need to show you now. So that's why I've done that tonight. I'm absolutely fucked now. It's been a very, very long day. We had a good result earlier with finding the 15-year-old boy. That's brilliant news. Had that have not happened, I don't know if I don't know. I don't know if I'd have had the energy to do this tonight, but I felt like I needed to do it. And there is more to show you that will bring it even more together, but I think you can see the picture now. I think you can see it. I have a very strong case here. And people have acted very strangely, involving people left, right and centre. And it's all coming back now to bite them in the arse. I just pray that the mainstream media, someone somewhere, one of these good papers, people that are about the truth, especially if you've got it in for Murdoch, get behind me, because I actually have got the, according to Peter Jukes, I'm not promising anything, but you may have the thing here. I've never seen evidence connecting Mazza and Moker. Yeah. So, and you've heard it all before. I can keep repeating these clips, but you've heard it. You've heard Andrew Ash saying Richard Mallett. You've seen proof now that Richard Mallett was the lawyer. David Sherborne was a solicitor. He's taken himself off the record when Mallett's abandoned me. So he is in it. He is in it. He is. And that's why he's avoided me. Otherwise, he would have spoke to me, wouldn't he? I know I was shouting, but that was, if I'd have stood there quietly, he would have fucking batted an eyelid. No one. No one. So I had to do that. So I hope that clears some things up for you. I'm going to go, and I'm more than likely you'll be back tomorrow. All right? So you lot have a good night. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow at some point when I've had some sleep. All right? Take care, man. Love to all of you. Bye.